somebody who knows what they're doing. Oh, okay. I was waiting for it. Maybe I can get this one to work. So, welcome to Sunday night guided meditation at Chithurst Monastery. We'll start the evening with just the very beginning part of the evening chanting, to be found on page 18 of the Volume 1 chanting book, and we'll chant through the Namo Tassa. We'll do it in Pali. Yoso Bhagava Arahang Sama Sambuddho Swakato Yena Bhagavata Dhammo Supatipano Yasa Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Tamayan Bhagavantam Sadhammang Sasangham Ime Sakare Yataraham Arubite Abhipudyayama Sadhu no Bhante Bhagava Sujira Parinibhutopi Pajima Janata Nukam Pamanasa Ime Sakare Dugatapana Karabute Patikan Hatu Amhakam Digharatam Itaya Sukaya Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Bodhang Bhagavantam Abhivademi. Svakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami Supatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Sanghang Namami. Andamayang Buddhassa Bhagavato Bhuvabhaganamakarang Karomase Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. 8:30 or? Okay, so as I mentioned, this is the Sunday night guided meditation that we do here every week. And I thought I'd do one that I've done before here. I think it was quite a while back, maybe a couple of years at least. But it's a meditation that I do for myself fairly often in my various bag of contemplations. And it's around contemplation of the sense bases, which is one of the areas of contemplation that the Buddha recommends in the Satipatthana and throughout the discourses. The fact that we're sensitive human beings, we're impacted by data from the world around us that comes to us through the 5 physical sense bases: eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind, and the 6th one being the mind, the intellect, considered to be a sense base. And so we're affected by a constant impingement in the sensory world and are drawn out into the realm of sensory experience through these various sense organs. Our attention gets pulled out into the sensory world around us, and even in quiet times when the 5 physical senses are held more in check, especially like during meditation, the 6th sense base, the world of thoughts, feelings, emotions, pulls us often as well. So to get to know the sense bases and how they affect us and how they trigger some of the underlying tendencies towards wanting, craving, towards aversion, towards confusion, as we experience them as sensitive beings. So to get to know them and to understand how to not be fooled by them, not to be affected by them to the extent that we can sometimes allow ourselves. So this meditation, I won't hit all of the sense bases just because some of them are a bit in an inactive state right now, like the sense of taste, and to some extent the sense of smell. It's not very noticeable right now, but just to go through a few of them and with a sense of how to regard them and how to be with them. This particular way that I've picked up doing it is not original. Actually, I first got a hit of it from listening to a recording some years ago of Ajahn Sucitto. So it may sound familiar if he's taught it here before, going through some of the sense bases and sensory experience. And I found it very useful. So with appreciation to Lumpur Sucitto. So, as usual, start out any meditation session, find a comfortable position to sit on the floor or in a chair. Finding a position that you can hold relatively comfortably, relatively still for the next 45, 50 minutes or so. Just come down into the body to start with. People who've been working in the forest might already be there. That'd be great. If you've had a otherwise interactive, busy day, sometimes we're absorbed into the thought realm. And just establish an intention to not get too entangled. Don't worry about trying to obliterate thinking or stop thinking or not pay any attention at all to it, but just to develop a healthy attitude of, okay, time to rest, and see if I can experience being in this body. No need at this point to try and focus narrowly on the breathing, even though that may be our primary object. Just settle down first into this whole body experience. Maybe doing a quick sweep through from the top of the head, the crown, through the face, relaxing any tension in the muscles around the eyes or the nose or the mouth, the cheeks. Just noticing tension and consciously relaxing the muscles in that face area. The jaw slightly open so that the teeth aren't clenched. Relax any tension in the shoulders. Allow the chest to open so that the shoulder blades are just slightly pulled back, not tense, but just open. Open chest. With arms relaxed, hanging off the sides into the lap or onto the thighs. Allow the belly to open up and soften. The small of the back just slightly pulled in a little bit so that the hips move forward and open up the abdomen. Spine should be straight but not rigid. There's tension in the upper back or the middle of the back. Allow that to settle, relax without slumping. Let the muscles, the core muscles of the abdomen and along the spine, interior, let that be your axis of support with the front and the back relaxed. Notice sensations of the sit bones on the floor or on the chair. any energy or tightness in the thighs or knees. Consciously let the energy flow through them. Through the lower legs and then the ankles and feet. And get a sense of the entire body, from the top of the head down to the tips of the toes. Single unit, whole body, relaxed, alert, present. Beginning with the eyes and the visual experience. So much of our energy is pulled out through the visual experience. We spend much of our time looking at the world around us and allowing the eyes and the visual experience to pull us through experience, pull us through the activities of the day. Pulling us out into the realm of the objects of the eyes. All the different sights that we see, how we navigate our way around the world. So for this meditation, for a few minutes here, let's just gently, slightly open your eyes, not focusing on any particular objects in the room, but maybe just a spot on the floor in front of you, a very neutral spot, or if you're sitting behind someone, maybe just their back, whatever kind of falls naturally into the visual field, but isn't distracting. So just allow a very soft gaze at one comfortable point in front of you. And try and soften that focus so that it's not just a narrow experience of that point on the floor or the back of the person in front of you, but that your awareness, your visual awareness, is wide and broad without moving the eyes, but is tuned into the entire range of visual experience, the peripheral vision. And soften the focus. allow all the different colors and light changes and forms register in the visual awareness, but not focusing on any particular image as an object. Just the entire experience of light, shape, and a wide, open, relaxed visual experience. So there might be a vague awareness of the light coming from the upper parts of the room as slightly brighter, maybe the floor being more neutral, muted, different patterns, vague images of people forms in the side vision. The space between objects. And as those forms and lights and shapes come through the visual experience, come through the mind of seeing, notice the sense of knowing or awareness that is present, that is receiving these visual images. If the mind doesn't go out to the object in the visual field, to the objects, then it can settle with just the quality of visual knowing, visual awareness. There's the objects coming in, and there's the knowing of those. Stay with the knowing of the visual experience and just let it come through you. Don't go out. And then gently close your eyes again. Now shift your attention to the faculty of hearing. The most predominant sound will be the sound of my voice when I'm talking. But allow that auditory, that hearing sense faculty to open and broaden, not be focused just on the primary sound. See what else in the room you can hear. Maybe a slight hum of the sound system. Sound of people around you, slight movements, shifting of position makes a slight noise, or certain bodily functions. Tune into the sound of people, very subtle. And with it being so quiet now in the external environment, tune to the sound in the body. You might be able to hear what Ajahn Sumedho refers to as the sound of silence, the gentle sound in the inner part of the ears, a hum or a hiss or a static. So externally or internally, attune to these sounds. Don't grasp onto any one of them. Just let them flow freely through awareness. And notice that quality of awareness as well. There are the various sounds, the objects of our attention, and there's the knowing of them, the awareness, the awaring, the knowing of those sounds. And that knowing quality stays steady, even as the sounds change. And now turn your attention to the thoughts, the thinking process, the intellect. Notice thoughts that are arising and step back from them just a bit. Try not to get involved in the story that the thoughts are putting out, or the storyline that's going on. Just step back a bit and see them as words, concepts, as they arise, as they persist for a bit. A train goes along a certain theme, and then if you let it stop, then it will. It'll just peter out until another one comes along. Don't try and obliterate them. Just let them arise and pass as they will. When a particular thought train comes to rest, notice that space. Even if it's just a brief moment before the next one starts. Pay attention to the ending and the non-arising. And even when a thought starts up again, try to stay aware of that space that's behind it, underneath it, underlying it. Its vast presence in which the thought arises and passes away. Thoughts arising and passing away, all on their own. Thoughts without a thinker. And the knowing of the process, the knowing of those thoughts. They're the thoughts, the space, and the awareness of all of that. Back to the bodily presence now. Physical sensations. Places of tension in the body. Places of openness and relaxation. The whole body. Gently expanding and contracting with each in and out breath. various twitches and movements, subtle. The body doing what the body does all by itself. Heart beating, might be able to feel that. No need to consciously control. It just does it by itself. And the quality of awareness that knows that's happening. Just relax into that bodily experience for a little bit. So with all of these sensory experiences, the quality of knowing stays consistent as long as the attention doesn't get pulled into the sense experience itself, into the object. Allowing the data from the outside world, including the mind, allow that to come through the awareness rather than the awareness going out to the object. Ajahn Dun rephrases the Four Noble Truths. He starts with the second Noble Truth. It says, the mind being sent out is the cause of suffering. The result of the mind being sent out is suffering. The mind, seeing the mind at the mind, is the path leading to the ending of suffering. The mind, the result of the mind seeing the mind, is the end of suffering. So the knowing quality, staying present with that and not following the sense world out, is the path. The Thai lay practitioner, Upasaka Gi, phrases it very nicely in a way that I find is just wonderful to contemplate in and of itself, describing it as an inward staying, unentangled knowing, all outward going knowing cast aside. An inward staying, unentangled knowing. Maybe to close the evening, we can chant the reflection on page 49 of Volume 1, Reflection on the Unconditioned. Andamayam Nibbana Suttapatam Namase Atipikave Ajatan Abhutan Akatan Asankatan. There is an unborn, unoriginated, uncreated, and unformed. No cetan bhikkhave abhavisa ajatan abhutan akatan asankatan. If there was not this unborn, this unoriginated, this uncreated, this unformed, Naidam jata sabhuta sakata sasankata sanisaranang banyayeta. Freedom from the world of the born, the originated, the created, the formed would not be possible. Yasma chakko bhikkhave ati ajatan abhutan akatan asankatan. But since there is an unborn, unoriginated, uncreated, and unformed, tasma jata sabhuta sakata sasankata sanisarana panyayati. Therefore is freedom possible from the world of the born, the originated, the created, and the formed. Arahant Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhaṃ Bhagavatāṃ Abhivādemi. Bhagavato Bhagavata Namo Dhammam Namasami. Supatipanno Bhagavato